Hello, everybody from the Evergreen Plumbing and Heating family. My name is Joe Mastroianni. I am the co-owner of Evergreen Plumbing and Heating. I also have my father here, John Mastroianni, as well. As you can see, we have our picture here. I am on the left-hand side. My father is on the right-hand side. If you want to say hello, Dad.
Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
Can't complain. It's all good.
All good. So I'm actually in Florida right now, and I am up in Rhode Island, obviously at the our main location. Basically, what we wanted to do is reach out to all of our clients in light of recent events, and basically let them know where we're at as far as COVID-19, what we're doing, and at the end of the webinar, we're going to give you guys a special offer through these times, kind of go over some things as far as COVID-19, go over the indoor air quality, how we can improve it for you. And then towards the end, we'll go over the special offer we have for all of you. So first off, thank you guys. We really, really appreciate your business. Over the years, we've been in business now for about 11 years, and we have a great customer base, just a great bunch of people that we do business with. So we can't thank you enough for that. Thanks again. And we're here to serve you. So first things first, we are not going to be closing at all through these times. Even though Rhode Island is basically, most businesses are shut down. In our opinion, we're considered an essential business. You know, whether the state or government says we are not, we feel as though we need to be here to serve all of you. You know, we need to be here to serve those drain cleaning issues, no hot water, no heat, clogged drains, or leaky sinks, leaky faucets, whatever it may be, whatever problems you guys may have, we are here to serve you guys. I mean, I even got a phone call from multiple vendors, actual vendors. Goodman reached out to us directly and said, hey, some of the people we normally deal with, some businesses are closed. Do you guys mind if we send you our clients because we don't have anybody else to do the work? Lennox was another company who reached out to us because there's nobody else who's working in their area. So they asked us if we would take their clients. So we said gladly, we're going to stay open. Obviously, we're going to take the necessary precaution. All of our guys have full PPE equipment, personal protective equipment. They have masks, gloves. They have full face shield if they need them. They have the full suit in case they have to wear them if they're in somebody's home who may be sick, but they have an emergency. We can basically go in there and do whatever we need to do and keep our employees safe, which is really the most important thing to us. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, we are open. We are here to serve you. We are not going to be closing anytime soon. We have no plan on closing, and call us for any of your needs. So what I wanted to do really quick, just to check, I'm sorry, not check, but show our clients, is that our website, we keep it up to date. So basically, as you can see, as I just brought up on the screen here, you can see right in the top left-hand corner, hours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are open now, which means we are always open. Don't be afraid, or don't hesitate to call any time of the day. Even though if the office may not, somebody may not be in the office, the calls are forwarded directly to one of our staff cell phone, whether it's mine or one of our managers. Somebody will answer, or they will get back to you right away. So as we can see, as I scroll down here, during these difficult times, we want all of our clients to know we are here to serve you. Evergreen Plumbing and Heating will remain open. Okay, so just be sure to check out our website. It's evergreenplumbingri.com, just to stay up to date with us and make sure that you guys are aware of any specials or of anything like this that we're open. And if I scroll down a little bit here, you can see we have a separate page, click here for dedication to you, regarding the COVID-19 coronavirus. So Be sure to check out our website and just stay up to date with anything that we post there, okay? Also, our Facebook page, we will be posting to our Facebook page if anything, for any updates or any offers, anything that's going to change. You can view us on Facebook as well. So let's get into it. You know, one of the first things my father and I wanted to talk to you about was indoor air quality. So down there in Florida, I mean, how are you guys doing? Are you guys locked down as much as we are up here, or how's it going down there?
Well, I mean, we are not in lockdown. I mean, they might do something in the future, but for the most part, you know, we can go out, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to the gas station. Obviously, they're just keeping everybody on high alert. But right now, they have all the, you know, nightclubs, restaurants, bars, all that stuff is closed, but everything else is pretty much open. I mean, all the malls are closed. So, yeah, it's really important because we're inside most of the time. I mean, it's beautiful weather down here, but, you know, my biggest concern in Rhode Island is air quality. And obviously, it's always a concern down here in Florida also. So, if we
That's the
can
thing.
offer
I mean,
suggestions about air quality, I think that'd be beneficial.
yeah, so that's the thing, you know, and this is going to be for our clients who have HVAC. So any type of heating that runs through a furnace, ductwork, air conditioning running through ductwork. One of the things that I wanted to bring up is indoor air quality for the people who have those types of systems. So if you have a furnace in your home, now the difference between a furnace and a boiler is either steam or hot water, which means you have baseboard. And then a furnace would be warm air or air handler hydro air. So basically, if you have ductwork registers in your floor or registers in your ceiling, this is going to mostly pertain for you guys because what a lot of people don't know is your ductwork in your home is basically it's like picture a sticky tape, okay? You have an extremely sticky tape like Gorilla Tape, and all the dust particles and bacteria, everything that you encounter on a day-to-day basis, the inside of your ducts are like one side of that sticky tape. It just clings to the inside of that ductwork, and I'll tell you what it does is it creates a massive, basically a massive, I can't think of the word, I'm drawing a blank right now. It creates a massive area for dust, bacteria, viruses, mold to cling to. So that's really what it does. That's why I kind of use the analogy. It's like the inside of your ducts are lined with sticky tape. You know, even though it's not sticky or anything like that, for some reason, when that air flows through them, flows through the sheet metal, whatever it is, whether it's sheet metal or insulation on the inside, whatever it is, the dust, the bacteria, the microbes, allergens, pathogens, it all sticks to the inside of your duct. So now, let me give you a perfect example. And we've seen this happen over and over again. Let's say you have a little one at home, okay? They happen to be in school. They come home with a cold one day. Now, let's say it's, you know, mild day. You're running your heating system maybe turns on, I don't know, maybe 4 to 5 times a day to maintain the house at, let's say, 68 degrees, okay? Little one comes home from school, and next thing you know, you notice that they have a cold. They're sniffling and they are coughing, maybe sneezing. Now, what happens is they're running around the house, they're doing their things. That bacteria is now in the air, okay? Now, once it gets in the air, what also happens is it's in your ductwork. Your returns are basically sucking all that air in, and some of, you know, little one could be sneezing or coughing right around that return. Next thing you know, the bacteria is now in the duct system. As soon as that heat turns on, we are going to be moving that contaminated air throughout the home, okay? There's no way to get rid of it. A basic standard HVAC system, all it's going to do is just keep moving that dirty air around. It's not going to clean it. It's not going to burn it away. There's a kind of a myth out there that, that people think, oh, well, if my heating system is on, then the furnace itself is going to get hot enough. It's just going to burn away any bacteria or viruses. That's actually a very, very, very big myth. That does not happen. So even though your furnace, of course, does get hot, your heat exchanger is completely separate from the flame itself. It keeps it separate, obviously, because if not, you would have carbon monoxide inside. So where the flame and the air goes directly, it's two different paths. So that air is, although it's being heated up, it's not being heated up to the point where it's going to burn off any viruses, bacteria, or mold, okay? So that air flows through your ductwork. The next thing you know, it's coming out of your registers, and what, seemed to be a simple, maybe fixing some antibiotics with, your child having a cold. Next thing you know, your HVAC system is basically spilling that bacteria into everybody else in the home. So now mom and dad might have it, or other siblings might get it as well. There's really no way to get rid of it as far as indoor air quality goes, as far as that indoor air, that contaminated air. Your system's just turning it around. So what I'm
Right, and
gonna
let's not forget about our little furry friends too that we all have. Dogs that shed. Some people have hypoallergenic dogs that don't shed, but you've got animal dander, hair, and all that kind of stuff that can get into the system also.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings up a good point, because animals will cause for dirty ducts as well. So that's another thing when it comes to indoor air quality. Furry friends, and not just people or children or your parents, adults, whatever, who might be sick or have a virus or something. Your furry friends are also going to bring a lot of stuff into that system as well. So just really quick, here are some pure air solutions from Field Controls. This is just one of the vendors that we use. We purchase them at our supply house, so it's not like we deal with Field Controls directly, but I just found this to be really, really beneficial for you guys. I think that it's really good to be able to know what a lot of these systems do. So first thing I would like to talk about is what's called an air bear filter. So an air bear filter is basically, if you picture that little 1-inch filter that you have in your system that you change out hopefully once every 3 months, instead of that little 1 air filter, it is about a 4-inch wide filter. And what that does is it helps take out anything in your system down to a lower micron. So let's put it this way. So a human hair is picked up by that little 1-inch filter that you would think, okay, well, that's a pretty small, it's a pretty small particle. It will pick up those little 1-inch cheesy filters. They will pick up a human hair. But when we're getting into any type of dust, mold, bacteria, viruses, microbes, anything like that, those particles are a lot smaller than a human hair, okay? So what happens is those little 1-inch filters that you guys are using, all those smaller things, anything smaller than a human hair, are going right through them. So they're not being picked up by that filter. So a air bear filter, which is basically the same exact idea, but only it has about a 7-inch housing, 2 tracks inside, and inside of that filter is a 4-inch media filter. So now instead of that little 1-inch cheesy filter, you have a nice 4-inch filter. And the greatest thing about them, they're really easy to install. They're pretty inexpensive, but the best thing that I like about them is the actual filter themselves, okay? And what they really do, when we install one, it comes with, I think, a MERV 8 filter, which is basically the microns that it'll go down to. But they have filters that you guys can purchase on Amazon that are all the way up to a HEPA filter. And obviously, HEPA is basically the industry standard of air quality. And if you were to purchase, let's say, a HEPA filter, that I think the standard HEPA filter will take out 99.97% of any microbes in the air. So just by adding an air bear filter into your home, it can have a significant effect on the amount of stuff that we're taking out. So that's one thing to think about. Another thing to think about, and why I say on this page right here, is what is called a UV light, an ultraviolet light, okay? And we see here Pure Air Solutions. UV air uses high intensity UVC germicidal lamp ultraviolet light to neutralize airborne bacteria, viruses, fungi, and mold for pure air. So this, to me right now, in my opinion, is one of the most important things. What we've had a lot of our existing clients call us up about and say, hey, listen, we're stuck in our home. We're going to be here for the next 2 weeks, maybe even longer. We feel as though we're kind of just spreading sickness around the house. What are some of the ways that we can, kind of make sure our indoor air quality is good and we're not just transferring germs from one person to the next? Obviously, social distancing in your home as well is good too, but we don't want to be contaminating that air and just circulating it all around. Okay, so this, in our opinion, is what we've been recommending to all of our clients. We've been telling everybody, listen, go the UV light route. We actually have been doing a lot of calls to our existing clients, offering them a free duct sanitation and a UV light consultation. And most people are so interested in the UV light because of the benefits it has for indoor air quality. So if we scroll down a little bit, we see right here benefits. It kills and reduces airborne germs, bacteria, viruses, mold, and fungi. Eliminates mold growth on air conditioning coils. So for you people who have air conditioning, we can put that UV light right above the AC coil, and it helps eliminate mold. I'll tell you, to be honest with you, I'm going to give this an estimate, but it's pretty close. I would say about 60% of homeowners do not know that their air conditioning coil has mold growth on it. And the reason is, you have to think in the summertime, you're getting really warm air. We're taking that warm air, blowing it over an ice cold coil. It creates condensation, okay? And what is the perfect mixture for mold? We get moisture in a damp place causes mold growth, okay? And your AC coils are full of condensation. That's why obviously they have condensate pumps pumping that condensate water outside. What that UV light does is it helps kill all that mold growth above your coil, okay? So not just reducing the airborne germs, bacteria, viruses, mold, and fungi, it can also help get rid of the mold above the coil. It prolongs the life and maintains efficiency of the equipment, helps to keep the equipment from getting clogged, your coil from being clogged. The right model for virtually any heating or cooling system, okay? And let's scroll down a little bit. Facts about UV and pure air. Since the first UV irradiation system was used, the disinfection of medical equipment using UV has been a common and reliable practice. UV disinfection has been determined to be adequate for inactivating bacteria and viruses. The germicidal effects of UV light cause photochemical damage to DNA and RNA within microorganisms. Ultraviolet radiation properly integrated with heating, ventilating, and air conditioning systems show the most promise as a widely applicable means of air disinfection. Quote Richard Riley, MD. Okay, how it works. UV air uses the energy from a specifically designed high-intensity UVC germicidal lamp to reduce microorganisms in the entire home as they cycle through the HVAC system. Mounted inside the ductwork, the UV air sterilizes or kills most contaminants as they pass the lamp, okay? The process requires very little maintenance and costs just pennies a day to operate. The UV air could be one of the best health and comfort investments a homeowner ever makes. Now, this part down here I think is really important. UV's effectiveness in killing bacteria is directly related to the microorganism's exposure time. Indoor air in a typical residential forced air HVAC system will be recirculated 40 to 75 times a day, guys. That's a lot. So 40 to 75 times a day, we're basically redistributing the same air through that system 40 to 75 times a day. With the UV generating lamp mounted in the HVAC duct, cumulative exposure can be very effective in controlling indoor bacteria and other airborne contaminants. UV rays will also kill germs and mold that breed in drain pans and A coils. Properly positioned, an ultraviolet system can significantly reduce air contamination and prevent the growth of new microorganisms, okay? So as we just read, I mean, there really is nothing better than killing these indoor germs than a UV light, in my opinion, especially when you have air conditioning, okay? not just saying that it's for AC only, like I said, HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So anybody who has ductwork in your home, whether it's just for a furnace or a furnace and a AC unit, any type of ductwork, this applies to you guys. It really, really will make a huge difference. We have people who we've put them in for, clients of ours, and they've noticed a huge difference. They've noticed that their air feels cleaner, it smells cleaner, it can get rid of odor. I mean, it just makes a huge difference. What I'm going to do is just play a quick video for you guys. It's about 2.5 minutes long, and just let you hear their take on exactly what the UV light does.
Ultraviolet energy waves generated by UV lamp technology are lethal to the microorganisms found in indoor air. In fact, the treatment of indoor air with UV generating lamps has been successful in healthcare facilities, food processing plants, schools, laboratories, and other applications. UV can also control the spread of airborne germs inside a home. Airborne germs like mold, viruses, bacteria, and fungi. This is important for homeowners. The Environmental Protection Agency states that indoor air can be as much as 2 to 5 times more polluted than the air we breathe outdoors. Plus, research from World Health Organization says that biological contaminants in indoor air are cause for over 50% of home allergies. Quite simply, indoor air can be dirty and unhealthy. A UV lamp mounted in the HVAC duct system can be effective in controlling bacteria and germs in indoor air. The UV lamp neutralizes the germ molecule's DNA and makes them unable to replicate. As indoor air circulates through the duct system, it's consistently bathed in UV light. Based on the design of central air systems, each molecule of air will circulate through or pass over the lamp 75 to 150 times a day. Independent lab tests indicate that field-controlled UVs have a significant and cumulative effect on the concentration of airborne germs in the home. According to Kane Environmental Assays, Sanitary and Environmental Microbiology, field-controlled UV lamps yields at least a 90% reduction of the test bacteria with a single airflow pass through a duct system at typical airflow rates. This efficiency will not be the same for all bacteria and molds, since each organism requires different exposure times at the same UV output energy level. While Field Control's UV lamp air purifiers reduce airborne germs, they also keep AC coils clean. AC coils are in most dark places, the perfect breeding ground for mold and toxic biofilm that releases germs into the air each time the system cycles. When a UV lamp is placed near the AC coil, it keeps the coil clean, allowing the AC system to run efficiently, which saves on energy costs, reduces maintenance, and extends the life of the equipment. Field Controls manufactures a full line of whole house air purification systems that feature UV lamp technology. Depending on the size of the home, a UV Air, Duo, Trio, and Flex Mount UV will help purify indoor air and keep AC coils clean. Go to fieldcontrol.com/UV-air to learn more. For indoor air that's fresh, clean, and pure, Field Controls, improving indoor environments.
So I really think that video kind of hits the nail on the head of exactly how important it is to have these UV lights, filters, and just the whole assembly in your home for what it can really do for that indoor air quality. Like they said, one pass will get rid of 90% of most germs. Obviously, some might need more passes, but if it's passing 75 to 100 times a day, then we're talking most likely we're going to be getting rid of most of those germs, bacteria, microbes, anything that's in your indoor air. And I do know for a fact that UV lights, HEPA filters, these are what are used in surgical rooms to keep that air extremely clean, okay? The only difference, if for example, we were to install a UV light and an air bear filter into your home, the only difference that you would have from a surgical room would be what's called negative pressure. Surgical rooms have negative pressure where your home is all positive pressure. So that would really be the only difference. If you had a strong HEPA filter and a UV light, you'd basically have almost the same amount of clean air as a surgical room. So it really does make a difference, guys. I really think it's something that you should look into. Right now, we're offering free duct sanitation, but also a free UV light consultation. We come out, we take a look at your system, and we give you a price on the spot to install one. And due to the recent events, basically, we're trying to get into as many homes to get our clients set up with UV lights, so we can get as much of the bacteria and viruses and mold out of their air as soon as possible, and just keep people as safe as we possibly can. So, anything that you'd like to add, Dad, about that? I mean,
yeah, I mean, basically, the service expert, he can come out or she can come out, and they can give you a free consultation and, some different estimates on what the cost is. I think that in the grand scheme of things, the cost is pretty, it's pretty competitive, as far as the in the industry, and it's a great investment. As far as getting the microbes out of the air, mold, mildew, all that stuff. I think it's just an awesome investment, for the safety and the comfort of your family and everyone out there. And it's not, the cost isn't excessive. I think it's something that's, doable. It's really a good investment, again, for your family and your home.
In the grand scheme of things, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, and it's really tough. I can't go over any actual numbers now because it depends on how your system is set up. But I'll tell you right now,
every situation's a little different.
Yeah, every situation is different. But I'll tell you, it's probably equivalent to I would say 2 to 3 months of Dunkin' Donuts. So let's put it that way. So you go to Dunkin' Donuts. Most people
probably less.
Yeah, exactly. Most people go to Dunkin' Donuts every day. So let's put it this way. You go and you spend whatever it is every day buying a coffee and a donut, or a coffee and a muffin. For 2 or 3 months, the same amount of money you're spending there, you can spend on keeping your home basically germ, virus, mold free. I mean, it might not get rid of all of it, but I'll tell you what, it'll get pretty close. So that's basically what I wanted to cover on indoor air. Now I kind of want to get into what we brought, the other reason that we brought you guys here today, the offer that we're going to extend to everybody. So just bear with me. I'm going to switch screens here. So the biggest thing, the rewards of protecting your greatest assets, your family and your home, with John and Joe Mastroianni, author and owner. So here's the deal, guys. In my opinion, we run a family-owned and operated business. Obviously, my father, John's the owner. He is obviously in Florida, but doing his thing. But I'm here in Rhode Island. We work together daily to get this business at the point where we're serving our clients with a 5-star service every single day. We do the best we possibly can. And one of our biggest things is making sure that families are protecting their assets. And in my opinion, I don't know what you may think, but in my opinion, every person's biggest investment is their home, right? So
absolutely,
most people are not in taking, hundreds of thousands of dollars and investing them. I mean, if you are, God bless you, but for the most part, you're really investing all that money into your home. It's, I think that they did a study or a poll some years ago, and I think 78 or 79% of people's largest investment is their home, whether they buy one home or 2 homes, whatever the case is. But we really want to figure out how we can protect and get some rewards from protecting your home. I think that's really, really important. So let's move on to the next slide here. So what is it worth to learn? So we're going to be giving you guys some education here. So our biggest core purpose here is not just safety and comfort, but also education, guys. We really want to educate you and get you on a level where you're comfortable with making decisions about HVAC, safety and comfort of your heating, plumbing, air conditioning system. We want to educate you. So that's really what we're here to do, okay? So what is it worth to learn? How to comfort your family, how to keep everybody comfortable. Nobody wants to live in a home who has one room that's 90 degrees, another room that's 85 degrees, and then, the first floor is nice and cool and at 72. Nobody wants to be living in an uncomfortable home, especially for your family if you have little ones as well. Protect your home, okay? How can we teach you to protect your home, basically keep it safe, keep the indoor air quality safe like we just went over. We're going to create a safer, healthier, and more enjoyable home environment, okay? Provide you with a reliable, predictable, and less expensive way to keep up and maintain your home. Everybody needs to do maintenance on their home systems, okay? I know that it's sometimes something that people push off for years, but we really need to try to get on that maintenance and stay on it. And that's one of the offers here that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. So maintenance is huge, guys. It really, really is. So your sometimes hidden problem. You and your family are constantly harassed by unknown, unexpected, and costly problems with your home systems, okay? Don't get me wrong. I run into the same exact problems, guys. I run into the same stuff. You get up one day, all of a sudden, oh, man, my plug in the wall is not working. What's going on with it? Oh, now I got to call an electrician. So we all run into these problems, and I don't care who you are. Eventually, even if you're a new homeowner, you will run into the same problems. I hope that you don't, but most likely you will. So they cause annoyance, discomfort, safety hazards, and risks of health issues. You do not have a reliable understanding of how to assess, predict, plan, budget, and minimize those issues and expenses to maximize your family's comfort and safety, okay? Does this kind of problem ever happen to you? So have these things ever happened to you? You guys let us know. A heater blows out cold air, or maybe if you have a boiler, their baseboards are, heating system is supposed to be running, but the baseboards are cold. Water leaks from your water heater. I'm sure most people have gone through that. Water heater blows out. Next thing you know, hopefully you don't have a finished basement when it does, but water all over the floor. You go downstairs to do some laundry. You notice that there's puddles of water on the floor, or in some cases, some people have an inch of water, 2 inches of water on their floor. Or maybe it could be an electrical issue. A circuit breaker refuses to stay on, okay? Faucet or shower drips. A lot of people have these, okay? A lot of people have a faucet. They have a shower, a bathroom sink, kitchen faucet, whatever, that just keeps dripping and dripping. And unless you're on a well, guys, don't forget you're paying for that. So really quick, faucets and shower drips, we'll get into it in a minute. It really, really can cause you some annoyance as far as your utility bill. We'll get into that in a minute. Air conditioner doesn't start. So in the middle of the summer, you'll go turn that AC on, or you'll get home from work hoping you'll be walking into a 70-degree home and it's 85 inside. And you're like, what is going on? I was hoping to come home to a nice dehumidified central aired home, and instead it's super hot. What's going on? Or you might see some water stains on the first floor ceiling, okay? You might notice, hey, I have a water stain on my first floor ceiling or my second floor ceiling if you happen to be in a third floor home, and I've never seen that before. It's just new. It just started to show up, okay? Now, did you ever consider, let's talk about utilities, like I was just mentioning it. If you overpay for your utilities, so just a leaking faucet, okay, or maybe a running toilet, any type of running fixtures in your home, dripping faucet, dripping shower valve, dripping tub faucet, same thing as a shower valve, or running toilet, it's going to up your water bill, okay? And if you are on city water, do not forget that if your water bill goes up, so does your sewer bill, okay? If you are on city sewer, basically your city sewer usage is measured by your water bills, okay? So if your water bills are going up because you have, let's say, a couple of faucets that are running or a toilet that's running, your sewer consumption is going to go up as well, and you're being charged for that, guys. So you really want to be sure that you get those issues taken care of. If your water is completely safe, a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of contamination and not much. Where we are, Rhode Island, we have pretty good water, not too bad. It's not high in chlorine, not too high in other things, but I will tell you that we do have high iron in our water. In Rhode Island, we have really high iron. Also, we do in some areas have hard water. So areas like Narragansett, South County, areas like that, they have really, really hard water. It's filled with calcium and magnesium. In that case, it might not be so much dangerous to you as far as drinking it, but it's dangerous to your piping system. Your piping system, basically, that calcium eats up on it, and especially some people with certain systems. If you maybe have a tankless water heater or a high efficient wall hung boiler, the amount of calcium and magnesium in the water can really affect the life expectancy of one of those systems, okay? How about if you have dirt, mold, or contaminants are in the air that you breathe? So just stuff that we just went over, guys, indoor air quality. It's really, really important.
Let me give everyone a free tip real quick.
Go ahead.
It could save them some money, you know, especially if they don't have central air and they don't have hot air, they have a hydronic system. You know, you can save some money by just cleaning out your radiators, you know, getting in there with a vacuum once a year and make sure that they're clean, free of dust, free of any kind of pet hair, anything like that. That'll save you, believe it or not, it'll save you a lot of money, and it'll have that heat radiate up into your house. So that's a tip.
Point. That's a very good point. I mean, here's the thing, guys. Your hydronic system, hot water boilers with baseboard heat, your boiler is only as good as the heat source that is convecting it, okay?
Exactly.
So let's say if you have baseboard heat and let's say you're missing covers or you're missing louvers, all of that stuff makes a difference on how efficient your system is running. So I see a ton of people who never ever take a look inside their baseboards, and when they do, they're like, oh my God, look at all the hair. Well, if there's hair and dust covering all your fins and elements inside your baseboard, you're getting terrible convection, which is basically making your system run longer, okay? Let's say your thermostat set to 70. We're trying to go from 68 to 70 degrees. If somebody who has a home that has baseboards that are chock full of dirt, dust, debris, whatever else, pet hair, it might take somebody 3 hours to raise 2 degrees in their home just because of the type of stuff that's inside of your baseboard. So that's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yep.
All right. So what else here? If your house and family are ready for the next big storm, maybe you want to look into a generator, something like that. Provided protection for your family and home. Okay. Have you ever considered that? When a problem happens, and they most certainly will if you're a homeowner, what does it cost to you? Okay. The biggest thing, aggravation. Most likely it's going to be aggravation, especially, for example, if your water heater lets go. Let's say your water heater lets go and you have maybe a box in the basement with some old pictures, okay? And next thing you know, you lose all those pictures because they were in a cardboard box. They weren't risen up off the floor. And here's a quick tip. If you have a water heater that's older than 8 years old, guys, get all the things close to it off the floor because it's just a matter of time before it goes. Aggravation, worry. Okay, it's going to eliminate a lot of worry, all right? A lot of these things will make you worry. You know, is my water heater going to let go? Is my main line going to back up one of these days? Is my shower valve going to stop working? Eventually, I won't be able to shut it off at all. Discomfort. Going right back to indoor air quality, discomfort in your home. Maybe you have one room that's not balanced properly. You have hot spots or cold spots in the house. A safety risk. This is a big one. Safety and comfort. Safety is really, really important, okay? It could cost your safety. Time for research, for calling and scheduling, for waiting, for hoping it all works out. That's what it really costs when you have these issues, okay? It takes your time out of your day. Everybody is super busy, especially if you have little ones. I know I have a little one at home. I have one on the way, and I'll tell you right now, my time is limited. And once that little boy comes, I'm guaranteeing you we're going to be even more limited on time. So I'll tell you right now, I don't want to have to pick up the phone and maybe call a electrician to come and have to fix a blown out plug in the wall, something like that. I just don't have the time for it, right? We're all busy. We have busy schedules. So it can really, really affect our time. The next biggest one, money that you just have laying around. A lot of people don't just have all this money laying around to take care of major issues. So it will cost you money in the long run. So let's keep that in mind. And more uncertainty. What else could go wrong? Okay. Usually once something breaks, it kind of creates what I like to call a chain reaction. You know, you might feel as though something else in the home starts having issues, and you know, you ever hear people say, oh, if it's not one thing, it's another. you know, that kind of goes right back to that. What else could go wrong? Okay. Good news.
Let me give a free tip really quick. Let me give a free tip really quick on anyone who has a water heater, whether it's 1 year old, 6 months old, or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 years old.
Yep.
Once a year, twice a year, you should definitely purge out maybe a gallon of water out of the bottom of your water heater. You know, just turn the handle or whatever kind of valve you have. If you can't do that, give us a call and we'll come and drain it out for you. If we're going to be in the area, we can do that for you. But it's really important once a year to drain out a little bit of water out of the bottom of the water heater, and sometimes twice a year. And if it's rusty or anything like that, you need to let us know so we can see if we can help you out with the water heater issues.
Yeah, exactly. So great tip. Great input here. Good news with the right program. Okay. With the right program, you can minimize the aggravation of so-called home emergencies. Okay. We can minimize that aggravation. We can save time by having a go-to professional services company. Okay. Somebody that you can count on. All right. Somebody that you can call up and say, hey, I have A and B problem. You know, you have trustworthy people and you can just let them come in, do their thing, and be on with your day. You don't have to spend a ton of time having to try to find somebody, okay? Eliminate any existing and potential safety and health hazards. Like I said last time, guys, safety is very, very important for you and your family, and just making sure we eliminate any safety or health problems in the home. Save money by knowing exactly what you will spend and exactly what you will get, okay? B, rest assured because you have a plan for your home's future. Does this sound like you? Okay. Does this sound like you guys? Is this something that you guys have? You have car insurance to protect your auto and perhaps a warranty. Maybe you have a new car and you bought an extended warranty program to supplement it. Okay. You make sure that your family is protected against health issues. You have medical insurance and most likely dental and vision. Most people have dental, especially if you have little ones. Okay. So we protect our health with medical insurance, protect our teeth with dental insurance, and if we have poor eyesight, we need vision as well. You have sought to protect your family's financial well-being, maybe with life insurance, okay? Maybe you're one of those people who says, hey, you know what? I'm going to be prepared. I want to have life insurance. You have protected your house with homeowners insurance, as well as theft and break-in coverage. So everybody knows if you have a break-in, the first thing you're going to do, well, let's say maybe even a fire in the home. First thing you're going to do is you're going to get on the phone with your homeowner's insurance. You're going to say, hey, I need to get this taken care of, whatever the case may be, okay? When you bought your house, you had it inspected, right? Almost 99% of people have home inspectors come in and do house inspections, but it's only because you had to, all right? People don't usually do it because they want to. They only do it because they had to. The bank made you get that home inspection, all right? Does this really sound like you? You continue to pay for all of these insurances, warranties, etc., hoping not to get anything back from them, right? I'm pretty sure that probably sounds like most of you guys. Well, let me ask you a question. How would you feel if you got a call at work that your hot water heater broke or burst and let go with water throughout your basement, ruining everything on the floor like I talked about earlier? Maybe you have boxes, pictures, anything that's important to you just sitting in the basement, maybe even tools. You might have be somewhat handy and you have a bunch of tools on there. Maybe you're a woodworker, you work with, you have a hobby and you keep that hobby down in your basement. And next thing you know, your water heater let go and it ruined everything down there. Or it's 0 degrees and you realize your heater, let's say maybe your furnace or your boiler won't start, you're having heating problems. Everyone in your home has been sneezing, sniffling, and coughing all at the same time. Could you all be exposed to bad contaminated air? In light of recent events, this one is the most important to me, personally. Everyone in your family sneezing, sniffling, and coughing all at the same time. Could you all be exposed to bad contaminated air? Remember, guys, indoor air quality, while a lot of you guys are in lockdown, or not, let's say not lockdown, but you're in the house, and maybe you're not feeling too good, so you're taking 2 weeks to stay home from work. Whatever the case is, this is a time that you really need to implement something to make sure that you're getting that contaminated and dirty air taken care of, okay? And let's say you've lived in an area that is prone to blackouts during storms, okay? How would you feel if you had to live in an area that is prone to blackout during storms? Let me ask you a couple different questions, okay? How would you feel if you could invest less than $1 a day? Less than $1 a day, and know for sure the condition and lifespan of all of the major systems in your home, eliminating guesswork, of course, and anxiety. And be confident that your home system's air and water pose no safety or health risk to your family, okay? You want to obviously make sure that your systems that are in your home, when you go to bed at night, 100%, you know that there is no safety or health risk for yourselves, your children, and your entire family at whole. You can sleep well at night knowing that your house is safe. Or we can save money every month on your utility bills, okay? Lastly, have a go-to professional whose expertise spans an array of home services. So you only need to know one number when you do need help, okay? Would that be a good investment? That is my question to you. Would that be a good investment, guys? Sorry, I went a little backwards there. What you will learn today, okay? This is what kind of getting back to education here. How to avoid major disruptions to your family from emergency problems with your home systems. How unknown and unseen factors can affect your family's health. Why true home services experts and expertise should be important to you as a homeowner. And let me stop right there for 1 second and tell you, most people, guys, most people do not consider their home service expert as somebody they should have on speed dial. Okay, they think, oh, well, you know what, I'll only call them when I need them. We need to get out of that habit, okay? We need to get in the habit of knowing, hey, you know what? I mean, not of knowing, but of realizing I need to have a home service expert on speed dial ready to go in case of an emergency. I don't want to have to go 2 to 3 days without heat or 3 to 4 days without AC. And I'll tell you right now, if we have a warm, a very hot summer, everybody's going to be extremely busy. And what ends up happening is people get on the phone and they say, hey, I have a broken AC. My AC hasn't worked. Came home from work, seems to be down. They start calling around, and next thing you know, you can't get somebody out there for 2 to 3 weeks, okay? Nobody wants to deal with that. Home service expert, having somebody should be a priority to you, okay? Why having a plan for your home provides a great financial return, okay? It creates a great financial return. Why all home services companies are not created equal. This is a big one, guys. Home service companies are not created equal. Some are there to deliver a 5-star service. Some are there to deliver just a service. And some are there just to make a quick buck. Let's be honest, okay? Not everybody is there to provide a quality, reasonable 5-star service, okay? Some people are just there to make a living. They really do not care about the benefit, safety, comfort, education of the customer. They just wanna keep themselves busy, and that's pretty much all they care about. Let's be real. So what you will get from today's webinar. So like I said, we have an offer for you. So we wanted to extend it out. Obviously, with the recent events, we figured we'd reach out, but we also wanted to give you an offer here too. How to evaluate and choose a home services company you can trust, okay? How to determine the true cost and real savings of a planned program. Everybody should have a plan, guys, especially for your heating, air conditioning, and plumbing system. Now, for bonus for completing the webinar, okay, this is the bonus that we're going to give you guys if you complete the webinar. Free training on UV light for indoor air quality, which we've already given you, and chance to win a free UV light with installation. So basically, at the end of this webinar, if you decide to move forward with whatever you decide to go with, we will enter you to win a free UV light with installation as well. So we'll come out. One of our service experts will come out, take a look at your system. They'll have a UV light with them, and we will install it for you completely free of charge, okay? Completely free of charge. And also, if you decide you'd like to move forward with our offer, we'll give you a $50 gift card, okay? Plus, just for homeowners on this webinar, a time-sensitive offer to help you create that security and comfort while providing a tremendous return on investment at a heavily discounted rate, okay? We feel as though this is the time that we needed to do this, okay? We really feel the best way that we can serve you guys is to give you an offer like this in time of need. We know that there's a lot of people out of work, so we're trying to really give you guys a great deal here. So just bear with us and we'll get through it. And I'll tell you right now, you will not be disappointed, okay? Now, getting back to this, does this sound like you? When something goes wrong in my house, you are nervous about who to call. You're not sure who to call, okay? Some people go on Google, they type in plumber and RI, and they just pick the first person they see, all right? We want to get away from that. We want to make sure that we know exactly who to call, who to use, and when to use them. If your HVAC system doesn't heat or cool properly, you're immediately worried. How much could this cost? What is this going to cost me? I don't have the money. I don't have the funds right now to be dealing with this, okay? Well, we have an answer for you. You have read about bad water and dirty air, and you just hope that doesn't apply to you and your family. Unfortunately, guys, it's going to apply to a lot of you. I hate to be a realist here, but a lot of people don't realize how dirty their air is or how bad their water is too, okay? You have heard friends and relatives tell stories of really bad experiences with the home service company, all right? You've heard people say, hey, I use so-and-so and it was a terrible experience. They overcharged me. They didn't deliver any value. They did this, they did that. They left a mess. So I'm sure everybody's had these experiences, guys. You don't know for sure the lifespan and warranty on your home's heating, cooling, water, air, drainage system, and are afraid to find out. 99% of the time when we come into somebody's home, if we ask them, hey, how old is your system? They might have a general idea. They might say, hey, it's around 10 to 12 years old. I'll tell you right now, the biggest answer we get is, well, let's see, I moved in here about 10 years ago, and so I know it's 10 years old at least. I couldn't tell you how long it's been in here before I moved in. A lot of people don't even know how old their systems are, guys. Never mind the lifespan or the warranty that their system carries. And let's see, does this sound like you? Do you not have a contractor that you rely on 100% for all of your home's needs, okay? You worry about events or circumstances, maybe weather problems, holidays, vacations away, causing problems at the worst time. Obviously, most plumbing, heating, and AC problems, they usually occur at the worst times in people's lives, okay? Especially right now with stuff going on. The people who have no heat or a broken hot water heater, they're basically saying, oh, what else could go wrong? You know, everything, I'm out of work, this is going on. You know, it all happens at the worst time. Or you have not set aside money specifically to replace your home systems. Most people do not plan for this. Most people do not plan to replace their system, okay? That's why it's good to have a plan in place in case something like that goes wrong. And that's one of the reasons why we're talking to you guys today, okay? So let me ask you all a question. Who would like to feel comfortable and confident that their home and family are safe and comfortable? Who would like to feel comfortable and confident that their home and family are safe and comfortable? I sure know I would. Who is confident that they understand all of the potential safety, health, and comfort issues in their home? Who here believes that they have not always gotten their money's worth from a home repair company? I know there's a lot of you out there, okay? Who would like to have a go-to professional who could help them, both technically and financially, okay? Well, I have some news for you. You have exactly the amount of comfort and confidence based on the home plan you have in place, especially if you have no plan. You may not understand all about your home systems, but understanding safety, health, and comfort issues for your family, it must be your concern. We need to start thinking in the future, okay? Everybody says, well, I'll worry about it when the problem arises. We need to stop thinking that way, and we need to start thinking, hey, listen, I have a home. My home has heating. It has plumbing, and it has air conditioning, if it does. And eventually, something might happen to one of those systems. We need to think about these things. We need to be prepared, okay? If you have been underserved by a contractor, then you need to take action to learn how to identify the right company, okay? You need to be able to identify the right company. So once again, ask you a question. If you are not an expert in home service, If you are not an expert on home service, repairs, or replacements, and you look for a contractor to come to your home, what criteria do you value? Okay, so what do you guys look for in a company? If you're, let's say, your AC breaks down, you start getting on Google, or you start maybe going on one of those home advisor websites, whatever they may be called. What do you look for in a company? Do you look for cost or price? What is it going to cost you to have them come out? What is the price going to be? Okay. Convenience. How easily is it going to be for them to come out? Scheduling. Can they deal with your schedule? Maybe you're a busy schedule. Maybe you have to work to a certain time. You can't get out early. Maybe you have to pick up your kids. Are they going to be able to deal with your schedule? Intuition. Okay. Are they going to be able to deal with anything? Are they going to be able to give you a feeling where you know that they really are good people, that they really are somebody who you feel is a good fit for you and your family, okay? Or maybe you're just not sure what to look for, okay? That happens a lot too. What should be important in selecting someone to care for your home? Safety. Very important, guys, safety. This is one of the most important things when you're selecting a company, okay? Someone who's going to care for your home, they have to take into consideration safety. Care for your family members and your home itself, okay? They should be trust certified, service experts with background checks, drug tested, good driving records, all these things. You need to make sure that they have all of these, what are they called?
Criteria.
Criteria, there you go. Drew a blank on that word. Assurance that your home and furnishings operate properly and are protected. Expertise backed by a long-established company with third-party accreditation, like we have the Better Business Bureau. We have reviews on Google, reviews on Angie's List, okay? Comprehensive written guarantees and warranties. Very important. Comprehensive guarantees and warranties, guys. You need to make sure you get a good warranty. What else? Health and comfort. Airflow and ventilation is unrestricted. Water supply and piping is clean, uncontaminated, and does not leach impurities. Heating and cooling is maintained regardless of weather and is balanced throughout the house. Your home is safeguarded against potential damage and/or outages, and you have all time to enjoy one another 100% worry-free. Anything else a great company should provide to care for your home? Well, one of my biggest opinions is responsiveness and efficiency. Available when you need or want help. They got to be available to you, okay? Accommodates your schedule, okay? The transparency clear. Upfront understanding of why and what is involved, as options clearly explained for you to select from. Okay, that's really important that they're transparent, upfront pricing, upfront about what has to be done, educating you on exactly what the problem is, and giving you multiple options to choose from. Not just one, you have to do it this way, this is the only option. Giving you multiple options, that's very important. Options allow you to select the best one for your timing and financing. Like I said, options are so important, okay? So, why should you listen to me? Well, I'm a lifelong Rhode Island resident with children and a third-generation plumber and pipe fitter. Yes, I said third generation. My grandfather was a master plumber and master pipe fitter for the Warwick School Department, okay? He basically maintained all of the heating and air conditioning systems in the Warwick School District for 30 years, I think it was. I mean, he became a figure in the Warwick school system to the point where everybody knew who he was. I mean, and that's what he enjoyed, he loved doing. So obviously then from there, my father's been doing it for over 40 years here?
Yep, over 40 years.
Over 40 years. So third generation, I've been doing it for as long as I can remember, guys. I mean, literally, it's in my blood, I feel. This is in my blood. So I personally hold a master pipe fitters license. I've worked in residential and commercial settings all across Rhode Island for the past decade and a half, okay? My father and I have collaborated to build evergreen plumbing and heating. into a customer-focused organization that has satisfied more than 10,000 residential Rhode Island customers with an array of home services. As a services company, we live and breathe our core purpose. And our core purpose to help all people to live in greater safety and comfort. Okay, and I'll tell you right now, our brand promise is really to deliver a 5-star service all the time to all of our clients, guys. We're here to serve you guys. We're here to give you the best possible service we can and to really, really, really emphasize safety, comfort, and education. To accomplish our purpose, I continually expand our services to resolve more and more homeowner needs, okay? I will tell you, as of recently, we're talking about taking on full bathroom remodels, okay? That's gonna be something we're looking into in the near future. Eventually, we're gonna be looking into going into electrical, okay? Somewhere down the road. It's not gonna be probably not for at least a year, but eventually we will be getting into electrical too. But I can say confidently that if you do have a bathroom remodel that you're looking into, give us a call. We'll come out and we'll do a free consultation. We are going to be taking that on too, okay? But why me? Lifelong learning is a key driver for me, guys. And I have completed, to be honest with you, thousands and thousands of hours of coursework, training, and practicing. As you can see here on the left, I've got some of my installs personally from when I was in the field. I really am an OCD pipe fitter. This is something that I've took pride in to really be able to produce something like this here and stand back at that and say, wow, you know what? Everything's perfectly straight. Everything's aligned. Everything's done properly. It's all labeled. That really has always been my goal as a plumber and pipe fitter. I really, really take pride in my work. And it's something I focus on. Training my employees is another thing, okay? We do training every single day. From 7 a.m. to 7:30, we do training just to try to get them all on the same page as us. I mean, it's really tough to have, when I have OCD naturally, just because I do. I don't know why, but I do. And as you can see from the picture on this picture here, everything's got to be straight. Everything's got to be perfectly in line. And if not, it drives me crazy. So I try to really train my guys to do the same thing. You know, train them to take pride in all their work and really be focused on the core purpose of the business and serving our customers, okay? Why else? The best ways to deliver premium service to homeowners effectively and efficiently. It's one of the biggest other items we've been focusing on. And like I said, technical training to ensure evergreen plumbing and heating remains at the top in terms of skills and knowledge. Okay, like I said, we train every single day. And when we're not training with the employees during the days, my father and I are training on the weekends, webinars, doing training out in New Jersey. We have a company we work with for direct business training, leadership training, sales training. We're constantly on the cutting edge of training, guys. Current and future trends, technologies, and risks affecting homeowners. That's a big one. We're constantly focusing on the future trends, future technologies, and also risks affecting you homeowners, okay? So what is it? What have we been talking about for the past however long it's been here? It's the Evergreen Total Home Care Club, okay? Your family protection program includes this. 3 inspections every year of each of your home's major systems, air conditioning and ventilation systems, all plumbing equipment, fixtures, and piping, heating, whether it's a furnace or a boiler, etc., and air handling systems, whatever you may have. Complimentary water quality test, written assessment and report of all system conditions and issues, okay? Customized coupon book, live technical assistance. And I will tell you really quick, that live technical assistance, as of right now, when somebody calls up who is a Total Home Care Club member, I just had somebody call up the other day. Basically what happens is whoever takes that phone call transfers that call right to me. They send me, hey, Joe, just let you know I have a member and they need some technical assistance. So that phone call is directed directly to me. You will be speaking to me about any type of plumbing, heating, or air conditioning issue that you may have, okay? Fast, free financing. Tagging of all emergency shutoffs for ready identification. It's really important to know where your shutoffs are. Do they work? Okay. Does your main shutoff work? Do you know where your gas shutoff is to your water heater? Do you know where your gas shutoff is to your furnace? Do you know where your oil shutoff is if you have oil heat? Okay. We make sure we get out there and we tag everything that's important for you guys to be able to shut off if need so in case of an emergency. Free information-packed in-home consultations on water and air quality, system upgrades, remodeling, and more. Every time you guys want us to come out and give you a price on something, an estimate, a quote, whatever, it's free, okay? All service fees waived. All service fees waived. That means during normal business hours and after hours, guys, not just during normal business hours. That's anytime. Anytime you call us, if you're a Total Home Care Club member, you'd pay nothing in service fees. And lastly, unparalleled guarantees, okay? Guarantees that are just out of this world for our members. So the dollars and cents of the Total Home Care Club plan. So let's look really quick here. We see basic home systems. We'll go through this really, really quick. Unmaintained systems, estimated lifespan, reliability on the left, and maintained systems, lifespan and reliability on the right. Furnace boiler. Let's say you have a furnace in your home. With it being maintained, we can get a lifespan of 20 years with a high reliability rate. But if that same system is unmaintained, we have an estimated lifespan of 15 years. We're losing 5 years, okay? And the reliability now drops from high to low. Not even medium, it just goes from high right down to low, guys. We've seen it. Trust us, we've done this. We've looked at thousands and thousands of systems. Unmaintained systems really do die a lot quicker than a maintained system. So that 5-year difference, it really is a true statement. I can vouch for it. I've seen it. It physically does make a massive difference when you have your systems maintained. Look down at air conditioning. 12 years if it's not maintained. Where if it is maintained, you're looking at 15 years plus. Water heater. This is a big one, guys. Water heaters. Everybody has a water heater. For the most part, you have some type of water heater. Either it's a tankless or a power vented or a regular water heater. Like my father brought up earlier, nobody ever flushes their water heater out. You guys should be at least doing it once a year, once every 6 months. Guaranteed, if you go to do it now, you'll have probably 2 5-gallon buckets full of straight rusty water, okay? What happens is those tanks are glass lined. The reason they last 8 years is because of the thickness of that glass, okay? Once that glass is worn out, what happens? The water starts to get to the steel part of the tank. It creates rust. The rust sits at the bottom of the tank and eventually rots out the bottom of the tank, which is why it lets go. Or before it lets go, you'll start to get rusty water. So flushing out that tank makes a big, big difference. We can go from 8 to 12 years, okay? Reliability doesn't drop to low so much because they're still somewhat reliable, but at the same time, we're losing 4 years of life on a water heater, okay? And then if you take a look at some other items like sub pump, 8 to 10 years, unmaintained compared to maintained. So just some things to keep in mind, okay? So services that you will get with the Total Home Care Club plan. Cooling and heat pump systems. So these are for people who have air conditioning, okay? We'll check your condenser coil, check your evaporator coil, check blower motor, refrigerant charge, lubricate motor bearings and fans, if applicable. Check and tighten all electrical connections. We'll check your temperature and pressures. Check thermostat for proper operation, check and labeling of emergency shutoffs. Check controls and safety devices. Check capacitors, condensate drain, relays, and contractors for proper operation. Big one here, ductwork for leaks. Checking ductwork for leaks is very, very important because most people who have air conditioning, if it's an older system, you may not even have your joints being sealed, your duct joints sealed, never mind even insulated, okay? So we check all that for you. We check the proper amperage and voltage of the AC system start, okay? And test operation and cycle of unit. Then lastly, airflow, and if you have a humidifier or dehumidifier, you check that as well, okay? Now, onto your plumbing and drain systems. We tune up any mechanical parts, check water pressure, test your drinking water, okay? Check your washing machine hoses, check all faucets for leaks to ensure proper operation. We do dye tests in toilets to check for leaks to ensure proper operation. Check all drains for proper flow just to make sure everything's draining right. You don't have any shower drains with hair in them or bathroom drains with hair in them. Provide BioClean treatment to all drains. Check garbage disposals for proper operation. Check all emergency shutoff valves for proper operation. Label all shutoffs at locations. That's another big one that we spoke about earlier. You need to know where your shutoffs are, and it's important that we label them, okay? Check all under-sink traps and shutoffs. Check your main water meter. Very important, your main water meter. And lastly, all your outside spigots, okay? Make sure we check all your outside spigots. Lastly here, your heating system. What we check on your heating system. All the burners for proper operation. Check your thermocouple. A lot of people, I'm sure, who are going to listen to this know what a thermocouple are or is and probably have had to have one replaced. So we check that while we're there. We check the heat exchanger surface. Make sure there's no cracks or buildup on your heat exchanger. Check the flue pipe. Make sure it's not completely sooted up. Lubricate pumps, bearings, and fans if applicable, just like AC. Check the inducer and blower motors if you have a furnace instead of a boiler. Check, tighten all electrical connections. Check the safety switch and controls. Safety switches, guys, rollout switches. Some of you might know what they are. Some of you may not. Rollout switches are basically temperature-sensitive switches that are put in certain locations on systems to ensure that if, for example, a boiler is to have what's called rollout, where the flame physically rolls out in front of the boiler, a rollout or safety switch will shut that system down so nothing catches on fire. So those are very important. Those safety switches get checked, okay? We check the pilot assembly, check temperature and pressures, okay? I see a ton of people with hydronic boilers that we come out to your home, service expert comes out to your home, or even when I was in the field, I seen it a ton of times. I would actually see, for some reason, oil companies would jack up the temperature in your boiler to 200 degrees, okay? You do not need 200-degree water to have convection out of your baseboards. That is way, way overheated. 180 degrees is all you need, okay?
Yeah, why do they jack up the temperatures?
Well, I'll give you one good reason, okay? If we're having, let's say we have a 100,000 BTU boiler, instead of running 100,000 BTUs at 180 degrees, we're gonna run 100,000 BTUs at 200 degrees. So we need to jack up that boiler an extra 20 degrees every single time we turn on. We happen to have an oil-fired boiler. What does that do? It burns more oil. Every time that boiler has to run, we are basically having to heat that boiler up an extra 20 degrees. However long that takes, you're just burning more oil. We see it all the time, okay? And the reason why it's so dangerous is because if over time, as that system gets older and older, the device that senses the temperature on your system, the probe starts to get worn out. So now the boiler is supposed to be shut down at 200, okay? If it's set to 200, like it shouldn't be, but if it is, it's supposed to shut down at 200. It might go up a little bit higher. Instead of 200, over time, it'll go up to 205. The probe gets older and older, goes up to 210. Well, what happens at 212 degrees, guys? We make steam, okay? We don't have a steam boiler. We are talking about a hydronic boiler with baseboard heat. So having your water temperature at 200 degrees, it's extremely dangerous if you have a hot water boiler, especially an older one with an older aquastat or an older probe that senses your temperature. We really want to make sure we keep that temperature down to 180, okay? And that's one of the main things that we check, because if any system gets to 212 degrees, we make steam. It's already a closed system, and we're turning it into a pressure vessel once we've made steam, okay? It's very, 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 very dangerous. So moving on, we check the thermostat for proper operation. Check drain lines and traps, if applicable, if maybe you have a high efficient system. Testing and labeling of all emergency shutoffs and gas valves, okay? If you have zone valves, we check your zone valves. We check expansion tanks, check your aquastat. The aquastat is the device I was just talking about that senses your temperature. We always check that aquastat, make sure it's shutting off at the right temperature, okay? You are gonna have what we call a differential, meaning if it's set to 180, it might not shut the boiler down until 190, okay? But that's how we can tell it's starting to get old and it might be time for replacement. We check relays and water regulators, your airflow across your indoor coil and blower motors if you have a furnace. Wheels as well, if you have a blower wheel, if you have a furnace, you'll have a blower wheel inside of that unit. We'll check the condition of that, make sure the fins are in proper working order. We'll check the ductwork for leaks as well on your HVAC system. Even if you might not have AC, you might just have a heating furnace and ductwork. We'll check for leaks on that as well. We'll do start and test operation, just like we talked about on the AC and heat pumps. And lastly, if you have a humidifier or dehumidifier, we will check that too, okay? Now, what are the homeowner benefits of the Total Home Care Club plan? What are the homeowner benefits, okay? Let's get into them. Priority scheduling, okay? So firstly, we are a company who always takes care of our existing customers first. But when you are a THCC member, you are prioritized. Basically, we bump you ahead of everybody else because you are a member. So you get priority scheduling. You get a guaranteed response time, 24/7, 365. So when you get on the phone with somebody, they're going to give you a guaranteed response time, okay? They're going to say, hey, we're going to be there in 1 hour. When we say 1 hour, that means we're going to be there in 1 hour. Or if they say, hey, I have a guy who's 2 hours out, it's a guaranteed response time. There's no rescheduling. There's none of that, okay? We're going to be we basically are taking a lot of pride in the fact that we're taking care of our members above anybody else, all right? All service fees waived, like we talked about before. Money saving coupons customized to your home. This is one of my favorites, guys, because what this does, when we come into your home and we book your first initial performance checkup, your first, let's say, plumbing performance checkup, let's say there's something, a part of your home that maybe you want to replace. Like, let's say, for example, you have a kitchen faucet that you can't stand to look at, or you might have a shower valve or a toilet that you can't stand to look at. Well, when our service expert's going through your home, you let them know, say, hey, listen, you know what? I really don't like that kitchen faucet anymore. I really want to get that changed. This way, when I'm coming up with your coupons, I can customize them to your liking. So you can get coupons that are for things that you really, really need or want. Maybe you need a water heater. So you know what? I'll focus a lot of those coupons on a water heater. Or let's say you need a new faucet. We'll focus those coupons on a faucet. And if you want whatever you want, like I said, if you want a new bathroom faucet or a new toilet, we'll focus some of those coupons on stuff that you actually want. So that really is something that I think is a great option to have money-saving coupons that are customized to your home directly, okay? Now, 10% member discount. So we basically give you guys 10% off of all pricing. Everything that we price out, anything from a install down to a small little repair, it is a 10% off across the board, okay, guys? Members get 10% off. Loyalty credit gift cards. So throughout the year that you are a member, or throughout the span that you are a member, you will be getting loyalty credit gift cards randomly. A one-call solve all convenience. Like I said, guys, you will have the live technical support with me directly. You just get on the phone, you say, hey, I need some technical support help. I am a member, and the girls will transfer you directly to me, or whoever has the phones. It might even be me answering, okay? Locally owned and operated in Rhode Island. We are in Rhode Island. We are locally owned and operated, family owned and operated, I should say. And we're here to serve you, okay? Licensed and insured professional service and installation experts. And the clean house guarantee, okay? The clean house guarantee is basically we're going to leave your home cleaner when we leave than when we got there, okay? It's really important. We're going to leave your home cleaner from when we got there. You're going to maybe if we're doing some work in the basement, you're going to go down there and say, wow, I didn't even notice it was this clean before, so that's the biggest thing, clean house guarantee. Okay. Now let's get into the pricing. I'm sure you've been waiting. The Total Home Care Club membership offer. This is today's offer. And you're going to notice that we're not going to do this for too long because it's really specific to the people on this webinar. We're not offering this to anybody else, strictly just for people on the webinar here. So a 1-year plan, 1 full year of coverage. Regular plan is $299. Today's discount, 25% off. $224 for today's webinar discounted rate. Protection investment per day, 61 cents. Okay, 61 cents per day. 2-year plan, you get 1 year free, 3 full years, $499 typically. 30% off, we're going to give it to you for $349. 32 cents a day for 3 years. Okay. Lastly, the 3-year plan with 2 extra years free, 5 full years, typically $699. We're going to give it to you for $454, guys. 35% off. 25 cents a day, a quarter a day. That's right. As little as a quarter per day to be prepared, protected, safer, healthier, more comfortable, and earn an amazing return on investment. Remember, your home is your biggest investment, okay? You're going to be earning an amazing return on investment for just 25 cents per day. I cannot stress that enough, okay? So what to do? Enroll. If you enroll in the membership by April 14th, 2020, you will be eligible for this wait. Don't wait. The discount code will expire. So after April 14th, everybody in the company will know that webinar discount code of THCC079, it will no longer be valid, okay? No longer be valid. April 14th, 2020, it will no longer be valid. So what you have to do, call 401-921-1971 or just email us at eph@evergreenplumbingri.com. Be prepared with a major credit card. Full payment is required, guys. But after you've purchased your THCC membership, you receive your $50 gift card within 7 to 10 business days, okay? Just give us some time to get it sent out to you, purchase it, and get it over to you, okay? Prepare to enjoy safer, healthier, and more comfortable times with your family, okay? With some extra money in your pocket, 25 cents a day, okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at eph@evergreenplumbingri.com or give us a call, 401-921-1971. Ask for Joe directly, and I will go over anything that we spoke about today. Like I said, we still have an offer for a duct sanitation and free UV light consultation. And we have these special offers strictly for you guys who have watched this webinar, okay? So we really, in this time of need, we really think that it's important that we reach out, we give our clients the best offer that we possibly can. We feel as though right now is the time to do it. We're here to support you. We're here to serve you. We are going to remain open. We are not closing. Anything that you guys need, just give us a call, and we're here to serve you. Okay. Anything else you got to add, Dad?
I'd just like to thank everyone for this continued support over the years. I mean, we've got an awesome customer base. We've got some really, really great customers that we've been doing business with for years and years. And, like Joe said, we're here to serve. So if you need anything, give us a call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're always here to help you out. I hope everyone has a good day.
For sure. Have a great day, guys. And like I said, thanks again. Bye now.